Nancy?
I can do the chores on my own. I don't need any guidance from you.
What are you talking about? Because you don't do your chores properly, you have to stay in here until they are done. Michael doesn't feel comfortable working from home.
What?
He comes home late every night, and how come he only earns $3,000 a month?
What?
Are you having an affair?
Huh?
Because you are. You work until late at night and only $3,000.
My mother-in-law, Nancy, blamed me for something I never did based on a misunderstanding. I sighed and I said,
It's my husband. Statement you made.
My name is Alice. I am a 28-year-old worker. I met my husband, Michael, 3 years. He was a representative of one of my clients. I'm someone you might call a career. I was efficient in my work, but I could be impatient and narrow-minded at times. I was good at my job, but I could come across as a little intimidating. And then I met Michael. He had a very calm and easygoing personality.
Know each other.
I started to have a relaxed mind. I had a tendency to get frustrated. I started to become calm. People at my work told me.
That my facial expression softened.
Then one day, Michael asked me out. After that, we would often go out. I've started dating. And then our relationship became and after a year, he proposed me and married. We got along well as a married couple. My husband has a calm personality, good thing. But there are times when I think he's too laid back. When we go out together, he won't be until the last minute. When I ask him to take out the trash, he does it too slowly. I've come a long way of working on impatient nature. I often fail to hold it in and say something to him because I feel he is too laid back. At first, he apologized and said but he started to get annoyed with complaint.
Why are you rushing me so much?
It's not worth fighting over such one things. I regretted how I treated him. Since then, I've tried not to say anything about how my husband does his things, but then something I couldn't possibly tolerate happened. It all started one day when my husband came home from work.
I got fired from my job.
What is the difference between a web designer and a web developer?
He said they can't just overlook anymore.
Huh?
What have you done?
I've been late too many times.
My husband leaves home 30 minutes la me. I would leave the house before him. So, I had no way of knowing if he was not. Too many times. How many times were...
Well, actually, it's kind of almost evil.
What? How?
When I asked him about more details, I found out that my husband was not just a little late every time. He was often an hour or 2 hours late.
How could you be that late? By the time I leave, you are already dressed, and you are ready. You should be able to make it on time.
Yeah, I was so careless. It's not like you can just go out there and find a new job, and then I'm late by the time I reach the station.
What? I don't understand. You don't take your work seriously.
My boss said the same thing to me.
No wonder you got fired. Did you really think you could get it?
Well, I suppose it can be helped.
What's wrong with you? Go and apologize to your boss. You have to ask him to give you one chance.
No, that wouldn't be possible. I've already said I understood.
Why did you quit the company so easily?
Well, to be honest, I thought it was a good opportunity.
What opportunity do you mean?
Was appalled by his nonchalant attitude.
Then, what now? What are you going? You have no job.
Well, I'll get the unemployment benefits, so I can start working after that side paying.
Don't you think you might as well start working sooner?
But if you're looking to make a more significant change in your life, then it may be time to consider a career change. I don't need to push myself to work.
Seriously?
I began to think that my husband was just lazy rather than laid back. After that, no matter what I said, dismisses me saying,
I don't want to work as long as my unemployment benefits are coming in.
he just stayed at home. He didn't do the housework, nor did dinner for me. On the contrary, he would eat food's fridge. He leaves the dishes he used unwashed. I would get annoyed and point that every time, but he would just say, "Oh, I'll do time," and try to let it slide. To be honest, I was getting more and more disappointed with my husband. And then one day, when I came home, the inside of the house was very clean. No plates left on the table. The floors were also clean.
What happened? This house is very clean today.
I asked Michael, who was lying on the couch. He looked up to me and said,
Hey Alice, you're home.
At that moment, I hear the sound of "in the toilet." Then the bathroom door opened. I turned around and saw someone unfamiliar. It was my mother-in-law who came out of the bathroom.
Oh no, not again.
Alice, it's been a long time. You just got home. Don't you think late?
It's been a long time, but every tinher, she always finds something to. I wasn't terribly excited to see her. It wasn't that I disliked her. It was more that she disliked me first. When I married Michael, I went to visit my in-laws for a while. My mother-in-law frowned when I mentioned the name of the college I graduated from.
Are we supposed to be impressed that you have a degree from a prestigious college? I don't like pretentious women.
I was shocked to hear that at our first meeting, my father-in-law immediately said, "I'll take it." That's not a very nice thing to say. You're sounding jealous. Then Nancy fell silent immediately. But even after that, she made sure that I knew she was there. I started to have a hard time with. That is how I wasn't too happy to sit.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were Cece. If I knew, I would have come home, eat.
You are such a shameful wife. You're taking a paid day off to stay home with your kids while you work instead of going out and earning money for yourself.
I looked at Michael.
Well, Mom, thanks for coming over. You've been so helpful. Please stay for dinner, would you? Alice will cook right up.
What? Who says who will cook?
No, I don't want to eat dinner, mate.
Nancy said, "See you soon," to Michael and left. Once she left, I said to my husband,
Did you possibly ask your mother to the house?
How could you think I would? I told her today's my day off, and she came over. Then she saw all the mess in the house, so she cleaned it up.
Oh no, what happened?
What? What's wrong with it? It's clean now, and it's nice.
Yes, but it must have appeared as if I never did housework at all.
I don't think she cares about that.
Didn't you hear what she just said? She was outright complaining about me.
What? She was?
I was totally appalled. He doesn't seem to care about other all. I doubt he ever considered what people were thinking or what they cared about. And after that night, Nancy continued to visit us. When I came home from work, she was unannounced. She would complain about this and that, then leave.
Do you work like that every day? You must be so proud to be a car woman, but I wish you didn't neglect your wife.
I work late because my husband had no job. Unemployment benefits cover a percentage of your previous salary up to a maximum amount. That's why I'm trying to make up the difference.
You don't do the chores and you don't baby. I'm sorry for Michael that he married a bad wife.
My mother-in-law says whatever she wants about me. I wish she would be more upset with being too lazy. Why doesn't she ask Michael to do it when he stays at home all day long? Is it because she just doesn't like me? That she keeps complaining about my time? Last time, my husband played dumb by saying it was his paid day off. But now that his unemployment benefits have been exhausted, he's struggling to make ends meet. Nancy visits us quite often. I'm sure she's wondering why he's taking so long. Michael did start working after his unemployment benefits ended. but it was only a part-time job, and it's only on Saturdays and Sundays. Apparently, he stays home during the because I'm out for work and he has house to himself. I've cut him so much slack up until, but this has become too much.
Hey, would you be able to work a one more? You know, just because I'm working time, it doesn't mean you can afford to be lazy. What? Are you going to have a baby? I said, if...
Oh, well, why do we have to talk about something that hasn't even happened yet?
I'm just trying to say that I want a proper job.
Why do I have to? We are happy enough, just the way...
That's because I'm working overtime and earning money, isn't it?
I think you're good at work, so that you work longer hours.
You can do a little more at least.
I'm already doing my hardest.
Do you have your mom to do the housework?
She's visiting because she wants to... Oh, speak of mom, she's been visiting us so often lately. Maybe she should move in.
No. Wait, I don't want to do that.
Why not?
Because your mom and I don't always agree on everything. We have to work hard at communicating with each other.
I think you guys are doing just fine.
How can you possibly think that? I telling you, I don't like
Don't say that. I've already told it would be no problem. Mom, more than ready.
Oh, boy.
I had enough. Michael was acting so randomly. Nancy usually visited our house on weekends when Michael was home, but now she started visiting him while he was out at work.
Nancy said, I'm going to train you better, housewife, because you'll be with me soon. A real wife should be good at house.
Nancy would say something like that, giving me all kinds of instruction. I was left alone with my mother in days off. I was forced to do all the household chores with my mother-in-law all day. I was pressured and exhausted.
I can do the housework just fine I don't need your instructions.
It's because you can't do the housework properly that Michael cannot focus at home.
What do you mean?
Michael told me you're too busy at work and barely, and the house is too messy to conceal his work from home. That's why I come here regularly, to do the household chores that you were supposed to do.
Wait a minute. Didn't Michael say that?
Yes, he did. He told me he couldn't. Because you seem to be enjoying your much, he's such a kind boy. And you, on the other hand, you took advantage of Michael's kindness and neglected your obligations. Also, I just found your pay stub. You're not even making good money at it.
What did you just read on my pay stubs? Without asking me first.
Shut up. I found it when I was cleaning up. By the way, you come home late every night to earn only $3,000 a month. You work until late at night and on. That's not suspicious. I know what it is. You work only par and the rest of the time you were another man, weren't you? Oh, I knew it. An independent, self-centered woman like you thinks she's so important that she can do whatever she wants. But when I get the evidence for I will send you to hell, you'll pay for betraying Michael.
Nancy ranted about something I never did. There must be a huge misunderstanding. I sighed and said to her,
That's Michael's statement. If I'm mistaken, I apologize.
No, it can't be. He has a full-time job. Just because he started working for it doesn't mean he's getting paid for it.
Michael got fired from his job for late too many times. You can just call the company to check. He is working part-time on weekends, but he doesn't want to take up any than that.
Nancy looked confused by what she just heard, but wasn't convinced.
You are lying to me. Good try, but you can't deceive me.
If you say so, I'm done with all that.
What do you mean you're done?
I'm divorcing Michael.
What is the best way to get rid of a cold sore?
I tried to talk to Michael so many, but he wouldn't work. And you're always picking on me. I'm going to pack and leave. When I said that, Nancy was upset at first, but then she started arguing with me again.
Oh, really? I'm glad I don't have a daughter-in-law like you anymore. Michael would be better off living with another decent woman. Get out of here.
Thank you.
My son will finally have peace.
It would be me regaining the long one, as I thought to myself. I rushed to pack things, and I had been talking to my parents about it for a while. They told me it would be better to get a divorce. They welcomed me when I knocked on it. A few hours later, I was back in my room trying to figure out what had happened. Then I got a call from Nancy. I answered the phone. Nancy sounded unnerved.
Hey, what's wrong, Nancy?
Alice, I'm sorry for what I just earlier. Michael told me everything. I can't believe your salary is over $10,000 a month. Michael's was $3,000.
I told you it was my husband's.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Also, you were the one paying the rent, weren't you?
Since Michael lost his job, yes. I
apologize for the bad things I said to you. So I need you to come back. Michael's mad at me and yells at me. I know I can count on you.
What? What do you mean? Then Nancy told me shocking news.
She had been having an affair, and my father-in-law found out about them getting a divorce soon, and she is about to be kicked out of one house. She says she's putting it off for no. She has some reason she can't leave. She was going to move into the house husband and I were living in.
Is this the reason why you're trying me back? Because I was paying the reuse. You won't have to worry about the rest.
Please. I'm already broke because of my alimony payments.
I'm sorry, but I can't help you. I don't love Michael anymore, and you'll have to manage on your own.
Then I heard Michael on the phone.
Hey there.
At that moment, I immediately hung phone. I don't want to talk to him anymore. I just texted him saying, "You can talk to my lawyer." Then I blocked him on my phone. Of course, I didn't forget to block number 2. After that, thanks to my lawyer, the case was successfully finalized. According to a mutual friend, Michael lives in a cheap apartment mother. They are living a poor life. Moreover, Michael got fired again from his twice-a-week part-time job because he was unfailingly late. At this point, I don't think I can anymore. On the other hand, I moved to an apartment near my office. I was able to make myself a more ideal environment to focus on my career. As a result, I got promoted. You can earn a lot more now. I'm not looking for a relationship so I'm going to concentrate on her husband seems like a really nice guy, and he doesn't even feel bad about it. That makes him even worse. And the mother-in-law, did she get what she wanted? The two will likely live together for a long time. Keep up the good work, Alice. Thank you for sticking around until. Please subscribe to our channel if enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.